Good morning, children. Welcome you all to the fourth day of the lesson. In the last class, we have studied about Constitution. What is Constitution? It is the supreme law of land. What does Constitution tell? Constitution tells us, ఏం చెప్తుందమ్మా కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్? వాట్ పవర్స్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యాస్. గవర్నమెంట్ ఏమి చెయ్యొచ్చు, ఏమి చెయ్యకూడదు. వాట్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ షుడ్ డూ, వాట్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ షుడ్ంట్ డూ. వాట్ లాస్ ద పీపుల్ ఆఫ్ ఎ కంట్రీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫాలో. వాట్ ఆర్ ద లాస్ ఇన్ ద కంట్రీ and what are the laws that we have to follow and how these laws work. The Constitution of India also lays specific rules to protect the citizens from the government misusing the powers. ఇవన్నీ చూసాం కదా. Government cannot punish any person. There is a certain procedure, and if at all you do not get any respect in the country, you can claim, you can go to court. So government constitution has given us certain fundamental rights, 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 already told you. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫ్రీడమ్. రైట్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇక్కడ ఫ్రీడమ్. మనకి కొన్ని ఫ్రీడమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఆ ఫ్రీడమ్ గనక ఎవరైనా మనకి లేకుండా చేస్తే, అది గవర్నమెంట్ అయినా కానీ, పిఎం అయినా కానీ, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సిఎం, వీ కెన్ గో టు కోర్ట్. ఓకే చిల్డ్రన్, నౌ లెట్ us go through this activity. Read the following statements. If you think the person is being treated fairly, అంటే జస్ట్ న్యాయంగా, కరెక్ట్గా ట్రీట్ చేయబడ్డాడు అంటే, ప్లీజ్ ప్లేస్ ఎ టిక్ రైట్ ఇన్ ద ఎంప్టీ బాక్స్ నెక్స్ట్ టు ది స్టేట్మెంట్, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ప్లేస్ ఎ క్రాస్ ఇంటూ కొట్టి. ఓకే, let us see the first situation. Seema is not allowed to play. My is not there. Strike it off. Seema is not allowed to play cricket with the boys because she is a girl. Do you think it is fair? కరెక్టేనా ఇది? గర్ల్ కాబట్టి బాయ్స్ తో ఆడొద్దు అంటాం, కరెక్టేనా? ఇఫ్ యూ ఫీల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రైట్, ప్లేస్ ఎ టిక్, అదర్వైజ్ ప్లేస్ ఎ క్రాస్. ద టీచర్ బేక్స్ ఎనఫ్ కప్ కేక్స్ ఫర్ ద హోల్ క్లాస్ సో దట్ ఈచ్ చైల్డ్ గెట్స్ వన్. ద టీచర్ బేక్స్ ఎనఫ్ కప్ కేక్స్, బేక్స్ కుకింగ్ ఎ కేక్, for the whole class so that every child gets one. Okay, next. 3 5-year-old children in a playpen. In a playpen means that's a play area. In a playpen, do not allow a 3-year-old to play there because she is younger. How many 5-year-old children are there? 3 5-year-old children are there. What are they doing? They are playing. Who came there? A 3-year-old child came there. What did they do? They do not allow her to play because she is younger. Okay? Vasudevan స్టామర్స్ అంటే తెలుసా మీకు? నత్తి అంటాం sometimes. Yes, Vasudevan stammers sometimes when he speaks. Okay, What does Vasudevan do? Vasudevan stammers when he speaks. See the spelling stammer. Okay? Vasudevan stammer. The action of fast speaking. Okay? The action or fact of fast speaking sometimes and confusing the letters. Vasudevan stammers sometimes when he speaks. Natti undanamata. He is not allowed to participate in the class skit by his classmates. Since he stammers, his friends are not allowing him to participate in the drama, even though he wants to. Poor Vasudevan. He wants to participate in drama. Since he has stammering, classmates are not allowing. Okay? Next. Every week, the teacher chooses a class monitor from a list of students arranged in alphabetical order. Every student gets a chance to become the monitor. Okay? Every week, he chooses one person to be the class leader. Monitor means leader. So that every student gets a chance to become monitor. Okay? So, ఇట్లా మీకు కరెక్ట్ అనిపించినవి టిక్ పెట్టండి, రాంగ్ అనిపించినవి ఇంటూ చేయండి. ఓకే చిల్డ్రన్? See, even in a country, each of us has a right to be treated equally and fairly at home, in school, in a playground, and anywhere in the country. We should be treated equally and fairly at home. For example, if a girl child asks money to excursion, father did not allow. But at the same time, when a brother asks money for excursion or picnic, the father gave money. Do you think the girl is treated fairly, equally? No. But that is wrong. We have the right to equality. Andarni samananga chudali. Okay? In a school, if anybody treats one child in a very polite manner and the other child in a harsh manner, both the children were treated equally? Do you think both are treated equally? No. That is wrong. In a playground, if you do not allow a boy to play with you because he is less than your age or he is of other caste or other colony, is it right? No. Then the boy can go and complain. So, in a country or in a state, since you are from Telangana, when you go to Mumbai, if they do not treat you equally, is it correct? No. No, you can fight for that. Okay? So each of us has a right. Manamu adagochu. Why are you not treating me equally? Nannu kuda enduku samananga చూడట్లేదు? That is not right. That is not good. I have the right to equality. So each of us has a right to be treated equally and fairly. ఎక్కడైనా సరే మనం ఈక్వల్ గానే ట్రీట్ చేయబడాలి. ఎక్కడెక్కడ? అట్ హోమ్, ఇన్ స్కూల్, ఇన్ ప్లే గ్రౌండ్ అండ్ ఎనీవేర్ ఇన్ అవర్ country. So for this, the constitution of a country ensures means make sure, make certain, ensure these freedoms or rights of its citizens. It ensured some freedoms, some rights. కొన్ని విషయాల్లో మనకి freedom ఇచ్చింది or rights of its citizens. Okay, so to be treated equally, for a citizen to be treated equally, what did the Constitution give? Constitution gave us some freedoms or some rights to its citizens. Today we are going to learn about these rights. An individual, that means a person, can demand justice. You know justice, న్యాయం. ఒకవేళ గనక మనకి హక్కులు ఇవ్వకపోతే what can we do? We can demand the government, నాకు ఇక్కడ అన్యాయం జరుగుతుంది అని చెప్పి మనం జుడిషియరీకి వెళ్ళొచ్చు. ఓకే, వన్స్ అగైన్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఐ రిపీట్, an individual can demand justice. What is justice? న్యాయము, just behavior, equal treatment. An individual can demand justice from government if their rights are not respected. So, what can an individual do? The individual can demand the government if their rights are not respected. This is there, not there. Even you do very often these mistakes. Take care. There ante వాళ్ళ యొక్క, there ante అక్కడ. సో ఎవరికైనా గనక న్యాయం జరగకపోతే ఏం చేయొచ్చు? We can demand government. If you are not treated equally in school or playground by some of your friends or teachers, immediately you can complain the management. Similarly, in a country, if a citizen is not treated equally, the citizen can complain the government. So the Constitution gave us some rights, and these rights are called as fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Okay, in simple I tell you, what are fundamental rights? Every citizen in India should be treated equally, fairly, at home, in school, in playground, or everywhere, anywhere in our country. So we have the right to be treated equally. Not only that, our Constitution gave us some more freedoms. Let us see what these freedoms or rights are. If at all our right is not obeyed, మన రైట్ కనుక ఎవరైనా ఒబే చేయకపోతే, we can demand justice from the government. Okay children, what do we call these rights as? These rights are called as fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. They are right to equality. Right to equality. We have seen the right to equality. Whether boy or girl should be treated equally. To whatever caste you belong, you should be given an equal chance everywhere. You should be given equal respect everywhere. Chinna caste kada and respect taggichukoodu. Whether a principal or a peon in the school should be given equal respect. Evarni kuda mano rights lekunda cheyakoodu. Okay? And then next, we can speak and express anything. You can speak and express anything. Suppose now Modi government is there in the center. If you didn't like Modi government, you can say that Modi's government is not functioning well. Modi ba panjayatledu ani manam cheppochu. Manaka right to freedom undi. Okay? మనం చెప్పాం కదా అని ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ వచ్చి మన అరెస్ట్ చేస్తాడా? చెయ్యకూడదు. చేస్తే ఏం చేస్తుంది కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్? ఒప్పుకోదు ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ని. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ రైట్ టు ఈక్వాలిటీ. యూ కెన్ గో ఎనీవేర్ ఇన్ ద కంట్రీ. ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ నో, యూ బిలాంగ్ టు తెలంగాణ. If you get a job in Kashmir and if you want to buy a house in Kashmir, you want to build a house in Kashmir, no one should say no. ఎవరైనా no ante you can go and complain. You can go and demand seat in any school, in any college if you have good marks. No one can say no. This is called as right to equality. We can lead our daily lives. We can move freely across the country. We can settle anywhere in the country. We can speak anything. We have right to speak. So this is called as right to, we are right to equality. Now we are talking about right to Yes, as I told you, the Constitution has given us some rights. Let us discuss these rights and the freedoms what we get through these rights. The first right here is right to equality. Under this right to equality, every citizen is same under law. Every citizen is same under law. If suppose an ordinary person does a crime, he robbed something or he violated the traffic rule, what will the police do? The police will catch, they impose fine. At the same time, a minister's son violated the same law. What should they do? They should all catch him also and impose the same punishment to him. That means law is same to all citizens. Whether it is king or queen, prime minister or any minister, a poor man or a low caste, a person belonging to low caste, to everyone law is same. Every citizen is same under law. That means all citizens must be treated equally. A girl or a boy, a rich man or a poor man, a minister or a common man will be treated equally. For example, in your house, if your father did not allow you to go to a good public school, whereas the father wants to send his boy child to a good public school, the girl child can claim that she too has the right to equality. So everybody should be treated equally. This right is called as right to equality. The next one is right to freedom. Right to freedom. Right to freedom has several rights. You have right to speech. If suppose now we are under a certain government, at central government there is BJP government. Sometimes you may not like the policies of Modi. You can speak against him. You can express your feelings. నీకు మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్ చేసే పని తీరు నచ్చలేదు, నువ్వు మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్ బాగా పని చేయట్లేదు అని చెప్పొచ్చు. You suppose you don't like certain policies of KCR's government, you can speak. గవర్నమెంట్ వచ్చి నిన్ను అరెస్ట్ చేయకూడదు. They shouldn't punish you because Constitution has given you a right to freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You can express whatever you want. You can express your beliefs. You can express freely your thoughts. Okay, ma? So, the government cannot punish you. If the government, if at all punishes, again you can approach the court. నా రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్ ని వీళ్ళు భగ్నం చేస్తున్నారు అని కోర్టుకి నువ్వు వెళ్ళవచ్చు. సో దట్ ఈస్ రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్. యూ కెన్ చూజ్ ఎనీ ప్రొఫెషన్. నీకు మెడికల్ కాలేజ్లో సీట్ ఇవ్వము, నీ దగ్గర డబ్బులు లేదు, నీ దగ్గర క్యాస్ట్ లేదు అని అనకూడదు ఎవరు కూడా, ఎందుకంటే యూ హ్యావ్ ద మెరిట్. దట్ ఈస్ రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్. You can go settle anywhere. See, if suppose I am from Andhra, I can settle in Telangana. I can settle in Kashmir. I can settle in Kerala. No one can deny. Deny means saying no. You can't deny. Everyone in your class has right to sit in the first bench. No one can deny. That right is right to freedom. Right to freedom. And the third right is right against exploitation. Exploited means misuse. Misuse. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you one example. No father can make his child work under any owner. Okay? Children should not be exploited. What should a child do? The child should study in schools. As you all are coming to schools, every child has a right to come to school. If any parent denies his admission into school, that is right against exploitation. That is exploiting, and the child can fight. That is called as right against exploitation. మీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ బ్యాక్ ఉంది. ఏ చైల్డ్నైనా ఎవరైనా ఎక్స్ప్లాయిట్ చేస్తుంటే మీరు ఒక ఫోన్ నెంబర్కి కాల్ చేయొచ్చు అని కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ యూజింగ్ రైట్ అగేన్స్ట్ exploitation. If suppose you appoint an employee, the employee worked for you full month, you cannot deny his salary. You have to give whatever you agreed. 20,000 rupees కి మాట్లాడుకొని నువ్వు పని చేయలేదు కదా, నేను 10,000 ఇస్తానంటే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయొచ్చు? They can go to court. That right they have is called as right to exploitation. అదొక్కటే కాదు, ఈ కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ రైట్స్ టు ఈక్వాలిటీ, మనకి ఈక్వల్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ అందకపోయినా, రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్ ఇఫ్ యూ డు నాట్ గెట్ ఎనీ ఫ్రీడమ్, అండ్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ దీస్ rights, if these rights are denied, you can go to court. But this is right to exploitation. This right is, you will get fair amount of money. It says that you get fair amount of money for your work. It also prohibits all sorts of forced labor. Forced labor. It prohibits child labor. You cannot force anyone to work under you. నేను అప్పిచ్చాను కదా, నువ్వు నా దగ్గరికి వచ్చి పని చేయి. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వెట్టి. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దేర్ నవ్ డేస్. హీ ఈస్ ఎ చైల్డ్, హీ మస్ట్ గో టు స్కూల్. పేరెంట్ పనిలో పెట్టినా కూడా చైల్డ్ కెన్ గో అగేన్స్ట్ ఇట్. దట్ ఈస్ రైట్ అగేన్స్ట్ ఎక్స్ప్లాయిటేషన్. ఓకే, రైట్ టు ఈక్వాలిటీ, everybody should be treated equally. Right to freedom, you can speak, you have right to speak, you have right to express, you have the right to question the government, you can settle anywhere in the country, you can choose any profession in the country. Okay, this is right against exploitation. It ensures education for all children. It ensures education for all children. Okay? It fights against forced labor. It gives you a right to fight against forced labor. It acts against child labor. Next, right to freedom of religion. If suppose, if you want to choose the religion Christianity, and if your family is denying, no, it shouldn't deny. Nobody can say no. If you want to convert to Islam, if you want to convert to Hinduism, no one can say no. You can select the religion you want. Though India is secular, but citizens have right to choose their own religion. Okay? Next, what is secular, children? State should not support, government should not support any religion. That is secularism. Next, cultural and educational rights. See, you might have seen several Muslim colleges, Christian schools. run by churches. Then you may get a doubt. When India is secular, no religion should be important. Why government allowed certain Muslim schools and Christian schools? That is the right they have as minorities. Minorities ante takku number lo unde people. India is Hindu country. Majority of the people are Hindus. Christians and Muslims are minorities. So majority people minorities ni discriminate చేయకుండా మన కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ముందే ఊహించి కొన్ని రైట్స్ మైనారిటీస్ కి ఇచ్చింది. ఓకే, దే కెన్ ప్రిజర్వ్, దే హ్యావ్ ద రైట్ టు కన్సర్వ్, ఎనీవన్ హ్యావ్ రైట్ టు కన్సర్వ్ దేర్ కల్చర్, దేర్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అండ్ దేర్ స్క్రిప్ట్. Under this right, minorities can run their own educational institutions. Okay, even Hindus run. There are RSS schools. Okay, so we can protect our culture, but government should not support any religion. Cultural and educational rights. Under this right, any citizen has the right to conserve their culture, their language and their script. Okay children, so we have studied 5 rights. Right to equality, everyone are equal before law. Punishment is same to anyone. Everyone should be treated equally and fairly. And right to freedom, you have the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, free to move any place in the country, free to take up any profession. Right against exploitation, this works against child labor, against bonded labor. It helps people get their fair share for their work. You should get the fair salary for your work. Next, right to freedom of religion. You can choose any religion. You have the right to choose any religion. No one can say no. Right to cultural and educational rights. Any person, any citizen in India has the right to protect their culture, their language and their script. ఈ రైట్స్ ఏమైనా కానీ ఎవరైనా కానీ, if anyone says no to these 5 rights, you can go to court because you have right to constitutional remedy. ఈ రైట్స్ ఎవరన్నా నిన్ను ఈక్వల్ గా ట్రీట్ చేయకపోయినా, if anyone says no to your freedom, if anyone exploits you, if anyone says no to the selected religion, if anyone says no to protect your culture, your language, your script, you can go to court. There you have a right that is called as right to constitutional remedy. Right to constitutional remedy. If the fundamental rights are violated, fundamental rights ganaka evaraina kaadu ante, every citizen has the right to go to court and request justice. This is the last right. These are called as fundamental rights. These are the basic human rights. Okay children, I hope you understand. These rights are given through us in 1948 United Nations Organization declared Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. UNO in 1947 has given Universal Declaration of Human. Endukani telusa meeku? Before 1948, many countries were ruled by British. I think all of you have watched RRR movie, RRR. RRR సినిమాలో బ్రిటిషర్స్ చూసారా మీరు? If we speak against them, they will arrest. The lady has taken the child from her mother. సో అంత భయంగా ఉండేవారు. We have to follow whatever Britishers say. But after freedom, as we discussed, we have written our own constitution, and our constitution has given us rights. Before freedom, how was our life? We are afraid to speak. There is no equality. Indians were treated and discriminated by British. They exploited us. They made us to do vetti. డబ్బులు ఇవ్వకుండా పని చేయించుకునేవారు. We do not have right. We do not have freedom of religion. They forced us to turn to Christianity. We could not protect our culture. We couldn't protect our language. And we do not have right to go to court. Keeping all these in mind, మన ఇండియాలోనే కాదు చాలా కంట్రీస్లో ఇలా జరిగింది. అప్పుడు యుఎన్ఓ ఏం చేసింది? ఇట్ డిక్లేర్డ్ హ్యూమన్ రైట్స్. అందరికీ కూడా హ్యూమన్ రైట్స్ ఇవ్వాలని డిక్లేర్ చేసింది. మన కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ కూడా వాట్ ఇట్ డస్, the constitution has given us all these rights. Hope you understand the lesson. Let us end the session today. A fast recapitulation. Right to freedom. Right to speak, express, question the government. Citizens can organize. This is not citizens. Citizens. And lead their daily lives as choose. They can move freely across the country and settle anywhere in the country they choose. Now right against exploitation. Exploited means misuse. It ensures education for all children. All people get paid fairly, fair amount. All people get paid a fair amount of money for their work. It also prohibits. Prohibit means stops. Prohibit means stop. All forms of forced labor. Forced labor. That means ఇష్టము లేకపోయినా చేసే పనిని forced labor and child labor. And then right to constitutional remedies. I told you, if any fundamental rights are violated, we can go to court and ask for justice. Right to equality. Every citizen are same under law. All citizens should be treated equally. And then next, right to freedom or religion, freedom of religion. We can choose any religion. And then next, cultural and educational rights. Every citizen has a right to conserve their culture, language and script. Culture, language and script. See this? What do you think would happen if the fundamental rights of people were denied? Denied ఏం చెప్పానమ్మా? Saying no. If there are no fundamental rights, what would happen? Yeah, we can't speak anything. We cannot choose our religion. What kind of life would they live? What kind of life? We would live in fear. Already we discussed, as we see in RRR movie. We would not have the freedom to choose our own religion. We would be exploited by the masters. కదా, మాస్టర్స్ మనకి డబ్బులు ఇవ్వరు, పనిచేసిన దానికి జీతం రాదు. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, కెన్ యూ రైట్ దిస్? రైట్.